The podcast. The podcast. Yes. The Rock is set to make his Impact Wrestling debut this October. Ahead of his induction into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, Ken Shamrock, the first ever world champion in Impact NWA/TNA Championship, of course, asked Dwayne Johnson to be the one to induct him to the quickly becoming very legitimate Impact Hall of Fame. Because The Rock is The Rock, and due to extremely entertaining yet underrated feud matches those two have had together, holy shit. Woo. Albeit those matches were in the WWF, he of course agreed, and he will be inducting Ken Shamrock into the Impact Hall of Fame. It's unprecedented. Yeah, I'm surprising that Vince allowed it, to be honest. Like, that's... Yeah, but people like that are... Great. I suppose, but Cena's graduated from the WWE program, and WWE gets cuts of everything Cena does because they own his name. Yeah. It makes it so much better that they're only really inducting one person a year, too. And not every year. Yeah. Lots of ups and downs. Yeah. How cool it would be if during this The Rock signs a contract with Impact. That would be nuts, though. Of course, then we wouldn't get Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania.
Michaels defeated Rockin' Rebel via disqualification. Ian and Axel Rotten defeated Don E. Allen and Chad Austin. Don Morocco, the original The Rock, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka defeated the Public Enemy. Sabu defeated Shane Douglas to win his first ECW Heavyweight Championship. Jimmy Snuka defeated Chad Austin. Kevin Sullivan defeated Abdullah the Butcher in a steel cage match. And in the main event, the Public Enemy defeated Ian and Axel Rotten and Bad Company in a 3-way steel cage match. Woo!
Ow! Man, Tommy Dreamer's debut. This is like a national holiday for Pasty here.
I know, right? You've been dreaming of this.
My boy. My favorite. ECW legend right there.
Way back in 93. How old were you in 93? 2?
5.
5?
5.
5, yeah. What a world.
Crazy, crazy times. And he's still wrestling to this day. How many of them are still active?
How many of them are still even alive, basically?
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Sandman, not really regularly. Taz, not at all. Kevin Sullivan, no. Shane Douglas, not regularly. There's only one Public Enemy left. He isn't. Pat Tanaka, Paul Diamond, no. Only one Rotten left. He's not. The Rock, I don't think, is alive anymore. Jimmy Snuka is dead. Abdullah the Butcher isn't wrestling. I don't know who Chad Austin is. So probably, just Tommy Dreamer.
There you go.
Crazy old bastard. Like you said, still to this day, he's actually got a pay-per-view match coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Holy crap.
You know what? Due to the holiday that it is, I'm picking him to win his match.
Oh,
I'm saying that right here at the top of the show.
And you rarely ever pick Dreamer. I'll tell you something, though, Pacey, that I couldn't have picked was that we'd get 2 classic matches at this WWE B show called Clash of Champions 2020. I did not expect what I got.
I only watched those 2 matches.
Then you got what you paid for, man. I mean, That's really all you needed. That's all you needed. That's all I would have even... If I were you, that's all I would have asked for.
That's all I did ask for.
Oh, wow. That was pretty awesome. So, Pasty, we started out with the pre-show SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Cesaro and Shinsuke defeated Lucha House Party to retain their titles. Didn't watch.
You mean WWE didn't put the titles on Lucha House Party on a pre-show?
Who'd have thought?
What are they thinking?
They're thinking they're not going to be doing good lucha things. That's what they're thinking.
But then we got right into the meat and bones of the night. I'm sure their meat and bones are hurting after this match. Of course, that's the Intercontinental Championship 3-way ladder match, seeing my boy Sami Zayn defeating both Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles with his mind.
Ooh. And hey, we even said last week this is the one that should open the show, and by gum, they listened to us, Pasty.
They did. I'm proud of them. It's about time. I don't care if you listen to your fans. Just listen to Beef Sticks Podcast.
Right. We're not even your fans.
No, we kind of strongly dislike the product right now.
Oh, so what'd you have to say about this one? Go.
Well, you said actually. You can't actually go.
I can actually a lot of shit. You'd be surprised.
No, I thought this was a good match. I feel like we've seen at least these 3 men in the same like Money in the Bank match pretty recently. But this wasn't that. I don't think you could really compare this to really any other ladder matches. There's lots of innovation, lots of things I don't believe I've seen before, at least in a WWE bubble. And Sami Zayn with the handcuffs is just a damn rat bastard genius. And I loved it.
I loved it. I actually wrote a lot in my notes, but, wasn't the best ladder match of all time by no means, but it's definitely a match of the year contender, I think. I mean, this could easily be a match of the year. All 3 competitors easily gave 100% to make this a show-stealing performance. The fact that they were on a B pay-per-view in front of no audience, they wrestled like they were in the main event of WrestleMania. Each one of them, Hardy really surprised me. I said last week, I thought, he'd maybe be a little reserved. No, he was his classic risk-taking self. Maybe got a little slower to get up from them, but he gave us more moments that are going to go into his highlight reel when he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, and we know he will. And I, like you, Pasty, there was a lot of creative spots. Couple things I loved. I always love seeing an exploder suplex onto the ladder. Zane hit one of them. We've seen him before, but it always makes me cringe. It just looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
One thing I don't remember really seeing before is when Zane was alone in the ring and he's climbing up the ladder, and outside outside of the ring, Styles throws another ladder at him like a daygum javelin and knocked him off the ladder. I thought that was awesome.
But how could he possibly throw such a heavy steel ladder?
Jeff Hardy tried. The good part was when Jeff was climbing up the ladder, and he just about had the titles, and Sami Zayn tipped the ladder over, or started to, but Jeff Hardy started climbing down the other end, like upside down. And then they tossed it over. Yeah, and then they tossed it over the corner, and he took a very bad fall.
Not as bad as his brother.
Definitely no, but one of the more innovative bumps that we've seen for a while.
Yeah.
And that brings to point that this match had a lot of bad falls that didn't fall the way they should have and really looked like they hurt. But we got to see the classic swanton from on top of a giant ladder through another ladder. Hardy hit that onto Zayn. And then the handcuffs, as you said, Pasty. Zayn took the handcuffs off. He put one end to the ladder and the other through Jeff Hardy's gauge hole to try to keep him down. Then he handcuffed himself to AJ Styles. And when Styles ended up knocking him out and started to climb the ladder with Zayn on top of him, Zayn unlocked the handcuff, because of course he has a key.
Of course.
And handcuffed Hardy to one of the bottom rungs so Hardy couldn't get up. Styles. Or not Hardy, Styles. Yeah, Styles to the bottom rung. He couldn't get up. Hardy couldn't climb because he had a fucking ladder attached to his earlobe. So Zayn just waltzed right up there and got them both. And it was a fantastic, brutal match, and it showed Zayn as a conniving jerk who's willing to do anything.
That's so good.
And the only knock I have at the very end here was that there were quite a few botches that looked like they could have ended up causing serious injury, but they didn't.
But they didn't, and in my opinion, I think that makes the match all the much better. It's supposed to look like it hurts, right?
Yeah, but I don't want it to actually hurt,
But it didn't actually hurt. At least
I'm
not
pretty
that
sure
bad.
it hurt. It didn't hurt me. But I gave this one an A+. I debated with all of the botches, but I was like, they were botch landings. Like, nothing was really botched, but the landings were. And
yeah,
I couldn't take a better fall off of a ladder. I can promise you that.
Didn't you quit a job because of that?
I did. So I gave it an A+. Fuck yeah. And then we moved on, Pasty, to the Raw Women's Championship, where we've seen Asuka successfully defend her title against Zelina Vega with an Asuka lock. I liked this. It was a good performance from both of them, but it felt kind of rushed, and it kind of ended before it really got going full speed, I think. And to be fair, nobody was going to be able to follow that ladder match.
Yeah.
But this clocked in at 7:05, and I still would have rather seen this go to like 10, 12 minutes. But I will